Hello everyone, welcome to another podcast episode. This is episode number 84. My name is The Star, I am The Star Crochet, and I make and sell crochet and knit gifts for everyone. Excuse my voice for a little bit, I still have a cold and it's going away, but I still have that cold voice. So anyway, on this episode I talk about things like what I have been up to, any sales, any finished objects, any works in progresses, and that's about it for this video. So let's start with what I have been up to. I have been, for the holidays I spent it with family in a different city, so I wasn't able to record another podcast or any videos during that week, as you could tell. But whenever I got back, I was able to record the yarn haul video, and I still have all that yarn. Let's see. There we go. It's all right here, and this side of the shelves that I have for the storage for yarn and just other things. And then back here, I don't have much yarn, but I just have finished objects, and there's the mittens, and then there's the handbags, and then here is just a whole bunch of stuff like axolotls right here, and then I have bunnies right here, the large bunnies and then small bunnies, and I will be honest, I have not been crocheting much whatsoever, but it will seem like I've crocheted a lot whenever I get to the works in progresses section and the finished objects. Well, just the finished objects, but that's because it was over a span of like 3 weeks, and so I haven't been crocheting much whatsoever because I want to purchase more yarn first, and then secondly, and this is the most important part, is that I have been wanting to have more sales. I have had one sale, and I'll talk about it in the sales section, but I've just had one sale lately, and I have been trying so hard to get multiple sales online, and I still have all these boxes, right here on the side of my room, my office, and the stacking of the boxes are only getting taller, and so I've been just holding steady with the crocheting and not doing much, and I've been knitting more and working on my cross stitch more until I get more sales, because I have been trying so hard and I don't understand what else I need to do. I need help with selling my stuff for sure, but come springtime, if my business doesn't boom by then, I will be going back to the Fayetteville History Museum on every Saturday to make sales for everything. So anyway, that is what I've been up to. Now let's get to the sales. Okay, so I made one sale, and it was a purple dragon. It was given to my best friend, my childhood best friend, and she's still my best friend. And I sold it for $30 for her, but the price of the dragons now are $40. And so her dragon, it was purple with white wings. It's pretty cool. And so that was the only sale I made. Now let's get to the finished objects. I have a lot, like I said. And let's start with headbands. So I have, all those flowers that I showed you guys in one of the bags, the giant restaurant bags that I had, and I had a whole bunch of scrap flowers on it. That is because I have all the headbands right here, by the way, beside me. That is because I have been making headbands out of the flowers. I did a bulk order of, let's see, covering my face and my eyes, there we go. I did a bulk order of headbands in different colors, and so here's one, here's two, the flowers assembly are the same, here's 3 and 4, and so I don't have a listing just yet for them, but I guarantee you by the time this video is up and running and you guys are able to see it in public, not on Patreon but for YouTube, I'm sure that there will be listings by then, which is tomorrow, because today I'm filming this, it is Thursday. I don't quite know the date, but anyway, it's Thursday, and so you guys will see this on Friday. And so that is the red. Here is the orange. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So I'm not sure how much I'm going to sell these for. I would say probably $20, because the way that I made the flowers stay on the headbands, I did it a very specific way, and it means it should not move around whatsoever. And plus the cost of the headbands, the time it took for all the flowers that I made. So here's the yellow. And then, let's see, red, orange, yellow, green. I don't have green, or yes I do, I have it right here. It was the dark green that I don't have, which part of the flowers are right here on one of my bookshelves. And so I'm about to assemble those once I get the time and the chance to do that. So here's the green. And these can be for children, or they can be for adults as well, and for women. And then, let's see, yellow, green, here's blue. That's one purple, I need blue. Okay, here's the blue. Okay, and then purple, here's the purple one. And I just love the way that these have turned out. It looks really, really beautiful, and I would wear one myself, for sure, probably like one of the pink ones or something, when it has the pink flowers. And so here's the pink. Even though it has red flowers on it, I just had a whole bunch of red flowers. I needed to use some of them. And then here is a gold colorway that I did with the flowers. See, it looks like this. Sorry about the last video I created, by the way, how it looks kind of like blurry or just like glitchy. I had to use the mirror effect when it came to all of the video, and I didn't realize it was gonna like not be clear whenever I edited it on Capcut, and so yeah, sorry about that. Anyway, those are all the headbands. I do have one finished object that I'm very excited to show you guys, because I did a painting, and I did it, oh my gosh, I love it so much. Here's the painting, and I had to sign it, of course. You see my signature right here, my painting signature. But here it is. It's a rose, and it's purple, and it has some fuchsia on the ends, or pink, whichever you want to call it. And then it has a green stem with leaves on it. And I still want to continue when I said for the business in the future, painting prints. I still want to do that. That's why I've still been painting. And so that's the painting. And then I have socks. I have completed the full list of, not the full list, but just the full colorway of the Groot colorway of the mandala ombre. No, just the mandala, sorry about that. And this pair right here is the only pair that is not cohesive. That does not match. But what I did was I made as many socks as I could of the colorway Groot with the mandala yarn. And then after that I just matched what I could, like mix and match with the colors that that work well with each other. And so the only socks were the first socks that I showed you guys that did not look like a pair, but they are a pair. This yarn that I've used right here, it is a 3-weight yarn. It is mandala yarn in the colorway Groot. Of course, I've said that. The headbands that I used, these headbands right here, I have used the flowers with the 4-weight worsted weight yarn, various kinds of yarns, so I don't remember all of it. And here's the last pair of the socks that I have knit. And then, let's see, this painting right here, it is made with acrylic yarn. It is made with acrylic paint. See what happens when I work with acrylic yarn so much, it's on the mind. And anyway, I then have crocheted finished objects to show you guys. So let's start with this. This is a prototype of men's shirt. The only thing I have not done is put in the buttons, but everything else is like its original pattern, of course. And then here's the back, here's the sleeves. The only thing I did not do is I did not put in the buttons, but that is because I'm trying to save my buttons. I don't want to like just waste it on a prototype. Then, so the buttons would go like right here, and then I have stitch markers where they're supposed to go. Right here, stitch marker, stitch marker, stitch marker, and so like 5 buttons are supposed to be there. Or no, the buttonholes. And so they're going to go on this side right here. But I'm not going to do the buttons. But anyway, it is a successful prototype, and I will continue with it once I get to the portion of crocheting. And then it has a little collar right here as well, and I would say this would fit like a size medium. The shirt right here, scrap shirt. But it is a finished object. Let me just fold it real quick before I move on to the next thing. I've been doing alright, by the way, when it comes to having the cold. It's weird because I have a big lack of sleep when it comes to having a cold. And yesterday I woke up at 4:30 in the morning, or no, 3:30, and then today I woke up at 4:30 in the morning. So you gotta love how that works, how the sleep is just like messed up and everything. So anyway, I'm gonna grab the rest of the crochet stuff. Okay, so I am back with more of the crochet stuff. More of the scrap yarn that I have been using for when it comes to crochet. I have another baby blanket that I have made, and it's another scrap baby blanket, of course, but it's just a regular chevron baby blanket. I can put this as a listing because I might do like a little bit cheaper price because it's scrap yarn, but I still want to sell it. So there's that finished object. And then I have this sweater that I made out of scrap yarn, and I love it so much. I'll go ahead and put it on to show you guys. Okay, so I have the sweater on. Let me scoot back real quick so I can show you guys the way that I made the sweater. It is all with scrap yarn, of course, and it is all made with worsted weight yarn. And I love the way this looks. I want to keep it as my own sweater because I want to kind of give the feel of having scrap yarn as something that is trendy, kind of like a trendsetter type of thing. And so I want to see how that goes. And so I'll wear this out. And yeah, I don't want to put this as a listing because I've already worn it so much, and I don't like doing that. I just don't want to do that when it comes to things that I sell. I don't want to put like I don't want to wear it and then sell it. But anyway, then I have this regular bag of crochet stuff in here and knit stuff as well. I have, let's see, let's start with this. I made another pair of socks in the fire colorway type of look. And this yarn that I got right here is from Hobie, and it was the sock weight yarn that I got. So here's a full pair, and this is I know I see the tail right here. Let me tuck it in. See, professionals make mistakes too sometimes. Anyway, this is a one weight sock weight yarn from Hobie, and I think the kind of yarn it's called is Friends Cotton. And then I have, preparing for Easter, I have a peep that I made, a little bunny peep. You know, like the candy, the Peeps candy, where it comes in like either like little chicks and then it has little bunnies as well. I created this pattern right here, and so I wanted to, this is my prototype when it comes to the 5-weight yarn. With this yarn here, I used Premier Basics Chunky, and I really like that yarn. I want to eventually switch from worsted weight yarn from my Loveless yarn to the Premier Basics Chunky. So anyway, and then here's the back, just the plain. And then I have Easter eggs. The solid colors that I have of these I'm going to call Easter eggs, but then I have a different colorway, like a mixed colorway when it comes to these eggs, and I call them, hang on, let me get to it, for Easter eggs, dragon's egg. Don't you just love how that looks? I love how it looks, by the way. And then this is the same colorway, it's just a different style, different types of colors, like different part of the yarn that I used. And then here's another one right here. Isn't this pretty? So here's another dragon's egg. And then I have a future idea when it comes to the dragon's eggs. Here's another Easter egg. And then here is the last Easter egg. And then I have this giant octopus. Now this octopus has a new listing for itself. It is in the same listing as the other octopus. And so this octopus right here is an original pattern. The way I did the tentacles and everything, it is an original pattern. And I did the head by my own pattern as well. And here is the underneath. It looks really cool. And then, yeah, this is the last finished object that I have. Now let's get to what is on my needle. I say that because of the term of cross stitch. This is how my cross stitch is looking so far. I love the way it looks right now, how far I've gotten on it. I have worked on this so much, and the knitting, both 3-weight yarn and 1-weight yarn, I have done a lot of, because I told you guys, yeah, in the beginning of the video. So here is the up close, and it is just so beautiful looking at cross stitch items, like even when they're finished, it is so beautiful. And then what is on my needles? I gotta grab this up here. This is my little project bag. I did order better project bags for knitting from Amazon. They should be coming in soon. What is on my needles? I have the yarn that I'm using right here. I'll show you guys first what I'm working on. There goes a crochet hook. Alright, and then here we go. I'm making another sock in a woman's size medium right here. And it has a little bit taller cuff. It has the original size cuff that I made whenever I created this pattern, following the vanilla sock. And then this yarn right here is what I'm using. So I'm not going to have this video in mirror this time because I don't want it to mess up, like seem glitchy or anything. So anyway, this yarn that I'm using is called Peyton's Croy Socks. I don't call it patents because there's no double T, there's just one T. Anyway, it is 1.75 ounces, 50 grams, 166 yards, 152 meters. It is 75% wool, 25% nylon. It is made in Turkey, and it is a 1-weight. You can machine wash, do not bleach. You can machine tumble dry, do not iron, and do not dry clean. So this is the first sock of its kind of this colorway. I have 2 more skeins of this Croy Peyton's socks, and then I have one more colorway of one more sock to make, and that is it with all of the sock yarn that I currently have before I get to the yarn that I got from Hobie. I'm trying to use up all of the yarn first that I have from before I ordered from Hobie, first before I get to the package. And let's see, that is it for today's episode. If you have made it this far in the video, please subscribe to my channel, ring the notification bell so you're always notified of all the videos I make. Like this video if you liked this video. Also check out my Patreon, where you get to check out this video and other videos one day before being released on YouTube to the public. It is $11.11 per person, and the tier is called The Stars. And also check out my shops, such as my Etsy and my website. It is just, my Etsy is linked in the description box below. And then my website is simply thestarcrochet.com. It is also linked in the description box below. Also check out my social media, such as TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and then this platform. And that is it. Also check out my newest listings that I have in a list in the description box below as well. That is the most listings that I have, and they are up to date. And thank you for watching, everyone. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!